channel, The Grammar Goblin. I'm Kelly and I'm part of a dynamic and enthusiastic and very talented team of writers, editors and proofreaders. It's literally our passion to write, edit and proofread your masterpieces. And so today's video is going to be all about getting rid of that January slump, that holiday air that's still in your head, and how to get started on your amazing projects. So the biggest question is, so how do I actually do it? How do I get started? And there are two ways. The first way is to simply just start. Now I know that that's really difficult, and sometimes it's the hardest thing to just take that first step. And I've made some other videos about that too. But sometimes it's just the easiest thing to put aside the distractions, put aside the no's and the maybe nots and the what ifs, and just put down those first few words. Remember, your first try doesn't have to be perfect. Your first try just has to be your thoughts going down on your paper. After that, you can start refining it, and by that stage, your creative juices will be flowing again. If you find that really hard, and if you're really struggling to get into the swing of things, especially in the new year, then stick around, because the rest of this video is going to be dedicated to ways to get your brain going for it. Remember, 2020 is the start of a new decade. This is a bonus. This is brand new energy for you, and it's time to get started. So stick around. I'm now going to explain to you how to get your brain in gear. So you know how sometimes the best ideas come from the shower, or sitting on the toilet, or doing something really mundane? You just hit with this flash of inspiration. There's actually a scientific reason for that, and that's because your brain waves have shifted from alpha to beta. In alpha, you're doing functions, you're doing tasks, you're actively using your brain. And when they slip into beta mode, there's much more room for creativity. They sort of relax a little bit. It's kind of like less conscious. And that's why the inspiration comes to you in moments like in the shower. Of course, the trick is then to just remember them when you get out the shower too. Now, there's also another way to get your creative juices going and to get your brain jump started, and that's to give it a bit of a fright. Human beings in evolution are actually wired to live in much more dangerous times than what we do now. We were created to run away from tigers and leopards and things that want to eat us, things that want to kill us. And in these days, we don't have those sort of threats. And so when we're faced with something a little bit smaller, our brain tends to react in a way that makes us feel a lot more stressed out than we should. Like the way you feel when you're running a little bit late for work, or when you get called into your boss's office. Your fight or flight mode kicks in really hectically, and that's completely natural and normal. The only problem with it is that your brain doesn't like that. That's taxing, and your brain is essentially a very tired, run-down person. If you think about it, your brain is very busy keeping you going. It's fulfilling all the vital tasks that you need to keep functioning 24 hours a day. And just a little interesting side note, something that I read was that it's actually more active while you're sleeping. That's really interesting, because we think that our brains relax while we're sleeping, right? They don't. They're keeping us alive, they're keeping us functioning. So your brain doesn't like these big shocks, it doesn't like big frights. And so it likes us to slip into a very mundane routine. The nice thing about routine is that it's just the same thing, day in and day out. And that means that your brain doesn't have to really think very hard about these extra things that you want to throw onto its plate. Dave Asprey from daveasprey.com writes a really cool article, and this is something that I've taken a lot of inspiration from this for this video. And he explains this in quite a lot of detail. And he says that if you want to prevent this kind of slog, this kind of way of slipping into routine, of just doing the same things every day, day in and day out, there are certain ways that you can shock your brain into waking up and getting going. Now you might ask the question, so what's so wrong with routine? There's nothing wrong with routine. It's the same thing we do. We need to do it every day. We need to brush our teeth. We need to get dressed. There's nothing wrong with routine. Except that there is, if you're a creator. If you're a creator or any kind of creative, routine creates slog, and that slog is deadly for growth. And for creativity, we need growth. So that slug, that slump, that slog that you're feeling, that you just can't get going, that's because your brain has become lazy. It's become tired. And now it's time to shock that brain and wake it up and tell it that now it's time to start creating. So now I'm going to give you a few little tips and tricks and ideas on how to jumpstart your brain. Here they come. The first one is really big at the moment, and that's meditate. Look, I am terrible at meditating, so I'm not going to practice what I'm preaching here. Meditating is not really for me. I try it every now and then and I'm really bad at it, so I feel bad about myself and so I don't carry on with it. But it's something that you can try every now and then, even if it's something small, a few minutes, or a guided meditation. Those are a bit easier. And the point of meditation is to change the speed at which your brain is going and change the way that you're thinking about things. So in meditation, the idea is really that instead of being inside your thoughts and acting on them, you're taking a step back. Your thoughts are passing by your mind, you're having a look at them, you're analyzing them, and then you're letting them go. That frees up your brain a little bit and makes you see things from a slightly different perspective, which should be one way to jumpstart your brain. Another way that's kind of linked to that and kind of connected to it is to do things mindfully. Like a mindful movement, like yoga, walking. You could do mindful breathing. You could do mindful eating. You have to eat every day, right? Why not use one of your meal times to eat mindfully instead of just shoveling it down your throat and getting back to whatever you're doing? Slow down and think about every bite that you take, every taste that's entering your mouth, every chew, every drop of saliva. Think about it all. That's mindfulness. If you're walking up the stairs, if you're pressing the button of the elevator, any of these can be opportunities to be mindful. And it works in much the same way that meditating works. It just makes you see things from a different perspective and change the speed of your thoughts. Another idea would be to change things up. Why not drive a different route to work? Why not shower back to front? If you normally shower from head to toe, shower from toe to head. Or get dressed in a different way. This is something that's just going to shock your brain a little bit and give it a little bit of pressure to wake up and think, okay, we're doing something different now. I have to be more alert. Something else you could try is to reach out to someone that you don't normally speak to. Colleague, someone that you normally see around your complex, someone that's usually in the lift with you, or someone that you normally see at the shops that you don't really talk to. Use that opportunity to jump out of your comfort zone and talk to that person. I'm not talking about a romantic thing or anything like that. I'm just saying, say hello. Tell them they look pretty today, or ask them what their name is. It's really not that hard. It's difficult and it's uncomfortable, but it's not that hard to just put your toe in the waters of discomfort. Another thing you can do is to join a group activity. Of course, it's more helpful if it's an activity that you already do solo or that you used to do before. Join a group doing it, like running, yoga, a music group, something like that. That it's something that you know you're good at, so it's not too scary. But now you have to do it with other people. So it activates the team playing elements of your thought processes, and it also gets you talking to other people, and you have to be somewhere by a certain time. It just changes things up a little bit and makes it a little bit uneasy, but you know you're still going to enjoy it. Okay, we're down to 2 more ideas. The one is to learn a few phrases in a new language. Maybe it's a language you've always wanted to learn. Maybe it's one that just pops into your head right now. What was it? Tell me in the comments below. It doesn't matter. You can even just type it into Google Translate. You don't have to go big. You can type it into Google Translate and just say a few things in that language. It'll be fun. You can even use it with yourself in the mirror. Then the last one is do a weird dance or do something really bizarre and unique that you've never done before. Now this one I actually got the idea from one of my favorite movies called Garden State. And Natalie Portman's character in there is this really cute teenager who's got like a brain injury, and she's just very unique and she comes from a very unique family. It's very fun. I'll definitely recommend watching the movie. And every time she does something that she feels is really lame, she'll do this weird dance on the spot. And it literally is what I'm talking about today. It will jump you out of that situation and change your brain up so that you can start fresh. She'll literally do this like kind of weird thing, and it's really funny to watch and it's really bizarre for people around her, but it really just takes her out of that moment and puts her somewhere fresh. And that's what I'm talking about for you. Jump out of the slug. Actively do something to make yourself feel just that little bit of pressure, so that your brain wakes up and says, okay, we're in problem solving mode now. What do we need to do? And what you need to do is you need to create. Of course, when you finish creating, we the Goblin are here to help you. We want to help make your masterpiece absolutely perfect and ready for the public. So when you're done, give us a shout and we'll be here to edit your work, help you finish writing it, ghostwrite it for you or proofread it for you. And if you like, we'll even help you with the social marketing to get it out there. Come on, what are you waiting for? Jump out of that comfort zone, do something bizarre, shake it up and get creating. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'll see you next time. Cheers!